Singapore authorities are advising people not to touch or feed wild birds as a precaution against avian flu or H5N1. No cases have been reported so far, but they say the country has to stay vigilant. Also called bird flu, it has infected humans in Australia and the US. A different strain has killed a kid in India. Sheldon Seah checks out what steps are taken to prevent the virus from entering.
High up in this tree is a baby pied imperial pigeon which has lost its nest. An animal rescue service, JK Wildlife, is here to reunite it with mum. All in a day's work for the licensed National Parks Board contractor. Each week it handles around 15 dead or injured birds like this blue-winged peter and this silky chicken. But saving birds is just one part of the job. They also have to keep themselves safe.
Handling animals, there's always a risk of disease transmission and things like that. So our protocol is gloves. You must have gloves. And then like pigeons and all, we will wear masks. Usually we will use N95 masks and face shield if needed. And then after that, we have to sanitize and we have to disinfect our equipment.
That's especially as H5N1 or bird flu is back in some countries. No cases in Singapore so far, but people are being advised not to touch or feed wild birds, including free-roaming chickens. The Animal Veterinary Service and Singapore Food Agency say bird flu is endemic in the region. The agencies are also reminding veterinarians and bird owners to be on the alert for any possible infection in birds. And if any member of the public spots a suspected case, they can report it to AVS via its website or hotline. The country has multiple rings of defense against the virus, which can cause severe disease or death for birds and flu-like symptoms in humans. For one, imported fowl can only come from approved sources. These are banned if any H5N1 case is found, so poultry supply could fluctuate from time to time. Still, migratory birds can fly above border controls, bringing with them avian viruses. One expert tells me bird-to-human transmission is quite rare.
They do not really congregate in poultry farms in Singapore. So these birds, they actually fly and probably to stop at open water such as ponds and lakes or even reservoirs. What we have in place is this concerted multitask agencies. They have set up a surveillance network is to ensure that all these biosecurity measures are in place to make sure that this virus does not come into Singapore. So they will do checks, on maybe some of the farms. They will do check on the water birds, like taking samplings of the fecal matters of migratory birds, and they'll test to make sure that they're free from the virus.
Meanwhile, visiting Bird Paradise or the Singapore Zoo remains safe. I asked Mandai Wildlife Group about steps taken, and it says these parks have what it calls strict biosecurity measures, which include disease screening and quarantines to ensure birds are healthy. And for those going abroad, be extra careful when visiting countries with reported cases. The Health Ministry is strongly advising travellers not to go to live bird markets or dairy farms when abroad. No eating of uncooked meat or raw milk as well. That's especially when other animals like cows can also catch the bird flu. Herds of cattle in several US states were detected with the virus last month. At least 3 dairy farm workers there got infected.